Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today, I got something for the bike, and I saw somebody on Facebook have this, and I've been wanting one for a long time. I have one in both my vehicles, and now it was time to get one for the bike. So stay tuned. I'm going to show you what it is next. Okay, so what it is a drive cam, and it has two cameras, but there's no screen. There are some with screens, and I debated getting a screen, but I drive a Street Triple RS by Triumph, which is a naked bike, a naked sport bike, and you know, I try to resist the urge of undressing my naked bike. I did have a phone. I'm trying to get this open. I did have a phone mount up there, and I liked it kind of, but you know, it's almost like a cup holder, and no motorcycle should ever have a cup holder. 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 Unless you have three wheels. If you have three wheels, you ain't leaning your bike or nothing, but other than that, no motorcycle. And I don't even think they should. Save the drinks for when you get there. Just, I don't understand. But anyway, so this one is it's by Vsysto or Vsysto. I don't know how to say it. Vsysto and drive-in recorder. See that? Can you see that? Yep. So we're gonna open this box up. We're gonna see what's inside. This. There's a box inside of a box, and inside the box we have a little module. So this doesn't have a screen built in, but what it does have is it has this module, and it has an app that you download to your Android or your iPhone, and you can access the video after the fact. Actually, I think if you have a phone mount, you could mount it up there and see your video as you go. But I figured I was going to do it. They have ones with bigger, different size screens, and they cost more. This was pretty cheap. This was like $99. And for peace of mind, I think it's a great idea because I've used in an accident in a Jeep. I used a drive cam to get the people out. They were trying to say I hurt them, and I was stopped, and I on the road, on the highway, stopped because of traffic, and I looked down at something, not my phone. I looked down, the door switch had fallen off when I opened the door up that day. So I looked down at like, I can't believe I gotta buy a new door switch, and my foot came off the gas. And from 2 to 3 feet away, I crept up and hit him. And the guy's like, after the fact, this not there, but he's throwing his hands up, doing all stuff. But then, like the next day on Saturday, I get a call from Geico, and they're like, "Hey, the guy's saying he's hurt or whatever." I'm like, "There's no way." And she's like, "Well, that's what he's saying." I said, "Well, I have video," and never heard another thing about it. So I mean, it was my fault, but he was not hurt. It's a bunch of bullcrap. So I keep them in at all times. I like having them. And then just last week, I was behind a Tesla Model S Plaid, and this guy was blowing me away. I mean, I did wheelie first 3 gears trying to keep up to him, and I couldn't, and it blew me away 3 different times at a light. And my wife's first thing out of her mouth was, "Did you get it on camera?" And I'm like, "No." She goes, "Why? You're a vlogger." And I'm like, "But it's hard to put the camera on every time you drive. It's just not something, when you commute every day, pretty much on a motorcycle, it's hard to film it every time." So this is going to let me do it. Not necessarily going to be the best video in the world, not something I want to vlog with all the time, but it is good for certain shots, and it's definitely good for insurance purposes, stuff like that. If somebody pulls out in front and hits someone else, I got video, you know, whatever. But mostly it's cool because I get to see all the stupid crap people do. So this goes anywhere, but I'll put this underneath the seat, and then it has front camera, has power. I think this is battery power and rear camera. So that comes with that, and then it comes with put this down. Then it comes with camera. It has like a little mount, camera, and plugs. Camera for the front, camera for the back. Has a little power module adapter thing, and also has a switch on here so you can turn it on. I think it comes on automatically, but it's also so you can hit a snapshot if you want to take a picture. and something else. Now it has some controls that you can put up on the handlebars. I really don't know what that's about. We're gonna figure it all out. So it's got a little, it's got like a little like mounty thing. So I don't know. We're gonna figure it out. Okay, I'm mounting it up here, and I'm trying to run the wire through this little piece right here. So I'm taking this off. I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but I'm about to find out. My thought is, that these wires can go through here. Yep. So I got the wire. I got the right between the headlights right there. It's just sticking in there right now. I'm gonna either glue it or I'm going to screw it, and I haven't decided because I don't know which way to go. But first I gotta get these wires through there. So if this moves enough, see that moving? So it moves enough to maybe get this wire through. Got these little straps that hold the wires and stuff in, and also holds the front headlight thing kind of on. There we go. Got that through there. Now I can gives me a little bit of slack. Just a little bit of slack, and I can tuck it in later. Got that. I'm going to go ahead and put some Loctite on these bolts. Okay guys, so I got the wire tucked in pretty good right there. Now I'm going to lift up the tank so I can tuck in, lift up the tank. Damn. Because you take these two pieces out of here. I'm just trying to tear up my tank today. Getting with my ring, and with everything. Take that out real quick. Drop some apart. So what I want to do is get this wire in here and run it along there. And it's real not hard when the tank's up out of your way. I just need something to hold the friggin' tank up. Fish this wire through here. Okay, so I got one of these little things that you press. So I'm trying to feed this wire through behind this plastic, pull this plastic piece out. I just need to get a hold of it and I can run it. Got a hold of it. So now I'm running this through here. It's going to pull all the slack up. See if I can catch anything on the way. Okay, so now that wire is secure. It's not being hit by anything. Now we're going to run it down the frame rail here. And then we're going to bring it up. We're going to finish running it through the frame rail right through here. We're going to bring it up to the battery area, which is not hard at all. So that's it. Okay. It's through there. I'm going to take some little tiny zip ties here, and I'm just going to kind of secure it to some other stuff. So we got the camera. The camera is going to go up in here underneath the breather. So when you're looking at it, it's going to be like that. I just got to figure out how I'm going to attach it. Then we went behind here. We came through this neck piece, loosened the neck piece up, came through here, came out through this piece, behind the neck, in through the plastic right there, fished it up here, and ran it behind the frame and out right here. So now I'm just going to go ahead and put everything back on. and we're going to do the back. Okay guys, so we're back on the next day, and we're going to try to figure out how to get this to the rear. So, that box up there for now, and I'm going to come back here to the rear, try to figure this out exactly. So this camera can be mounted up or down. I just got to figure out what the best place is. I don't really like it under here because you can see it. I'd like to hide it as best as possible. It's a little weird. Could stick it on the back right there, I suppose. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hook this up. I'm going to hook this up for a minute to the... This is where the test is good for, because I can hook this up. USB-C cable here temporarily. Hook it up to the power. See what that's going to look like ahead of time. Yep, that's where it's going to go on the Cal Tidy. Okay, so now unplug this. I got to figure out how to get this wire up through here. Up through here. The next thing is somewhere I've lost it. Right here, right in front of my face. There is a hand control to take pictures and stuff, but I'm not really interested in that. So what I am interested in is this module has to go back here, and there's a lot of extra wires, stuff like that. But there's extensions here, so I don't need the extensions because the wire coming from the front, I'm pretty sure, is quite long enough. It's coming all the way from the front, so we got 10 tons of wire available. So I just got to get that front camera through here. Pull that in. Tuck it over here underneath some stuff. This is trying to make this not a disaster. It's the worst part. We've got that done. So now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to work on the battery. And this is just hooking up the power, which should not take any amount of time whatsoever. We need a screwdriver. We need a Phillips screwdriver. And all we have to do here is we have black and red lead. That's nothing. Black and red lead, and we're just going to loosen these up and slide them in. Loosen it up. We're going to slide it in. We're going to go underneath this here. Do the same thing on the ground. So we're not actually disconnecting the battery. So now you should hear this module go off. Welcome and have a good trip. Okay, so that's it. So now, goodbye. So we got all that back together. We're good to go. We're golden. We're going to put the seat back on, which is probably one of the worst things you got to try to do. Let's just get this stuff lined up. I don't know if I caught it in the video last night, but I'm anal about the seats because when I was like 10, I went out to stay with my uncles and my cousins with my brother in Wyoming, and we had a mini bike, a Honda mini bike of some sort, I think it was, and we used to all get up and ride the thing. Well, I decided to get up real early and go ride it before anybody could kick me off of it. And we were messing with the seat the night before, looking inside, seeing what was there, and I didn't put the seat back on and fell off. And that was awesome. A bump hit my head, knocked me out with a helmet on. All I did was turn around too. It was going slow. So we still got to put this tag back on, but first we're going to stick this thing on here. And that's that. And then We're gonna have ourselves a drink of beer. Brought to you by Kona Fire Rock. We're gonna hit the throttle. Okay, so here we're going to got the green arrow on the top. This is gonna mount like that. So I'm going to clean that alcohol. I'm pretty sure this ain't gonna stick. Put that in there. What are the odds that's gonna stick? 0 odds. Okay, so for that, I'm gonna mix up some epoxy. Mix it up real good. I'm not gonna go bonkers with this. Just gonna put a little dollop right in the middle. Come in here. Wipe off the excess. I guess I'm gonna hold it for a minute. Bunch this up right here and try to stick it under there, hold it so I can walk away for a minute. There, piece of cardboard up there just to hold it, because I'm moving around. So I'm gonna take a look at this, see. Okay. So we're gonna let it dry and come back. Okay guys, so just to reiterate this, it's on there good. I used Gorilla Glue epoxy, and it's on there, and if I ever have to take it off, I'm pretty sure it'll come off pretty good. So that goes through there. The wire is coming down through the neck, through here, behind this plastic that's on my bike right there. Every bike's gonna be a little bit different, but we're basically got it in there. You can't even see the wire. It's right there, but you can't see through here. But it comes down through the frame and up around underneath the tank, under the seat, all the way back into the back piece right here. Connects to the back wire, back camera, which is back camera's right here. I got some crap on it. It's probably the best place I could put it. I was gonna put it down here, but you see the spray on there, it would be covered all the time. So this keeps it mostly pretty good. The bike's been getting dirty because there's a cow pasture on the way to work down the street, and they took some cows out, and there's mud all over the ground. And when I come home, the mud's dry, but every morning the mud's wet, so it's just been a bear. So there's the rear camera. Obviously, they're both attached underneath the rear section here to the unit that stays underneath here, and then the power goes to the battery there. So let's take it for a ride and see how it works out. Okay guys, so I've got the cameras installed, and we're going out on a ride. It's a beautiful day outside today. It's 70 degrees. I'm in Central Florida, about 20 minutes away from Disney World, about 30 minutes away from Universal, and about 30 minutes away from SeaWorld too, about the same. And it's just really nice outside, for sure. So here in a minute, you're going to be able to see how good these cameras really perform. So a lot of people might be wondering, well, what's the use of having a drive camera on a motorcycle? Well, I'll tell you, the use is that one, I have it on all my vehicles. I have it on both Jeeps. I've been keeping it on those for quite some time. I drive every day about 45 minutes into work. It's a 39-mile ride. Coming home takes about an hour and 15 minutes, and I'm getting ready to move further away, so yay for me.
in that regard. But yay for me, because it's nicer property. So, but you know, about 2 years ago, I was going to work. I was going in later in the day than normal. Normally, I go to work. It's about 4 o'clock in the morning, and it's dark. I'll show some video here about that in a second. But normally, it's dark, and so there's a whole slew of problems coming there. But at this time, 2 years ago, I was going into work. It was about 8 o'clock in the morning. It was light outside. It was like April, and there was 2 lanes, one here on my side of the street, and 2 lanes on the other side of the street. And it's a madhouse dash at that time in the morning, because everybody's trying to scoot around each other. It's Orlando. It's essentially like a third world country, the way people ride. So the guy next to me starts coming over on me, and I'm looking at him. I'm blowing my horn. I can't escape because there's a curb, and I'm looking at him, which in hindsight I should have just slowed down. But I was pissed, and I was looking at him. I look back up, and lo and behold, there's an Explorer, a new Explorer in front of me, turning. He's going about 5 miles an hour. I have just enough time to chirp the brakes. I'm doing about 35, 30, and I rear-end him. I didn't fall over. The bike didn't get hurt. It did about $2,200 worth of damage to the Explorer. Thank you for Progressive. Picked that up and handled it. And you know, like moments like that, where it would have been helpful to have a camera on me. Now I would have still would have been at fault, obviously, but it's nice to have that camera recording. I have been at a light where I again hit somebody going about 1 mile an hour, and the guy tried to claim that his back was hurt. So I had footage, and I sent it to the insurance company. Never heard another thing about his back being hurt. And one time, about a week before that, this is in my Jeep, and a week before that, a lady started going through the intersection, was way out in the middle of the intersection, and the light turned. She stopped, and she backed into me. And I thought for sure she was going to try to say I hit her. She never did get out of the vehicle, but I had proof if it needed. So that's a good reason to have drive camera alone. Now another good reason is about 2 weeks ago, I went for a ride, pulled out of my neighborhood, and there's a Tesla Model S right in front of me. And the Tesla Model S takes off and blows my mind. If you told me that the front end of that car came up off there, it was a Plaid, so it's 1,000 whatever horsepower. And if you told me that the front end of that car did a wheelie, I'd believe you, because I had never seen anything move so fast in my life, other than an airplane. So I get home, I'm telling my wife about it, how every light came up, we took off against each other, and I got smoked, obviously, on this Street Triple 765 with 121 horsepower. And this, you know, that Plaid version has beat every motorcycle. It beat the ZH2 or whatever, the Kawasaki Ninja, the fastest motorcycle there is. Pretty much, it beat that. It's beaten everything. Hayabusas. So in the quarter mile. So she's like, "Did you get video?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't get video, because it's hard to put the camera on every time, especially with a GoPro. That the battery doesn't last but maybe an hour, so it's hard. And I could plug the GoPro in and all that, but it's a difficult thing to capture everything of your life purposely. Well, the drive cam is allowing me to capture it accidentally, I guess you could say. So this, every time you turn a bike on, it comes on, records forward and backwards, and it's really handy. And the video is pretty superb. Now it is a little shaky, I guess, at times. But overall, I think it's pretty fantastic. I don't know what else you could do other than buy really expensive drive camera. So for those moments that you just want to have, and like they say, the best camera is the camera you have on you. For those moments, it's fantastic. But it's also good because if there is an accident or something, it locks the video file down, and it can be recovered, you know. But we're going to do our best not to have accidents, for sure. But you just never know. So overall, I think the video is fantastic looking. I mean, here's the front here. You can see the front, and I think it's good. It's tucked underneath the intake for the bike. the air intake right between the two lenses. And of course, every bike is a little different. But I mean, I think it looks good. I'm not sure at this point if you can read the plate in front of me or not. Let me get up a little closer. He's hitting the brake, so that works. So, I mean, it's good. At a light stop, it's fantastic. And of course, the app is also fantastic. And I'll show you some of the app at the end of this, so you can see how the app works exactly. And the app works really well. I do find it's just quicker though to pull the SD card out if you want footage off of it, and it's nice because it's all time dated. I have it saving in 5-minute intervals, so I can kind of get through it a little easier. So it looks good. And let me go to the rear camera, and eventually a car is going to come up here, and it'll be nicer because you can see. But the rear looks fantastic as well. A little bit more difficult trying to find a place on my bike to mount that. I almost mounted it underneath the tail, but I was afraid of stuff slinging up on it a lot. But I did not permanently lock it down, so if I do need to change it. But here's a car coming up on me. You can see them back there, and I mean, it looks good, right? It gives you a good it's good. So you never know. I mean, I'm in Florida. You guys watch the news. You see what kind of stuff happens in Florida. I mean, between zombie meth heads or whatever, and let's see, zombie meth heads, any particular political thing going on. I don't know. There's all kinds of crap. You just never know. The other day I saw something that happened. I think it was in Florida. I think it was Florida. I might be wrong. But it was a plane that crashed on a train track, and they yanked the guy out, and he got hit by a train. This guy was in a plane and a train accident within like 2 minutes. It had to be Florida because it could only happen in Florida, but I might be wrong there. But there's always something going on. There's always stuff to see. And another good thing is because we have such a wide diversity of eco-social status, I see some of the best cars on the road. I see a McLaren 200S or whatever it is, or something like that. I see this car all the time. It's orange. Between those, I see obviously Model S Plaid Teslas, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, sweet-looking Porsches. I'm always seeing some sweet cars, and I never have that on camera. It sucks. And this guy is like starting to pull in on us. I don't know what that was about, but it's nice because I can get this stuff. And like I said, it's a third world country, so there's moments when I witness someone make a left turn out of the right turn lane, and there's a turn lane on both sides of the road and 3 lanes, and he travels across 4 lanes to make a left turn illegally, and no one believes me that crap happens at least once or twice a month. I witness it. It does, and it's crazy. So another thing about this camera is people were complaining that the sound on it is horrible, and I was like, okay, well, I didn't get the drive camera for the sound. I mean, who expects that to be quality sound? But I'm telling you that the sound is pretty good. And here in a second, when I get to take off with a little bit of speed, let me slow down a little bit so we can capture the sound of the bike. I'm just not going to get it. I'm not going to get it, but wait a second. Out here in the road so I can make it if the light turns. Okay, so here we go. We're going to take off, and you can hear the sound. We'll switch to just front alone. I mean, I think that sound is fantastic. Now, I don't know if these people expect to be able to hear themselves talking over it or not, I don't know, sometimes you read reviews, like Amazon's the best, and some of the best Amazon reviews are the ones where people are like talking, like answering comments, and they're just hysterical because people people say the dumbest things, like just the dumbest things, and they blame the product, and I'm like, it had nothing to do with the product, Oh, I had this drive camera on, and I got in a wreck, and it totaled the car, and the drive camera fell off the windshield, so it's no good. And I'm like, that's just an example. I don't even know if that happened, but I'm just like, it's so funny sometimes. And then when people come up with the greatest responses, I've seen people write like whole stories, and it's just hilarious. So if you've never done that, go look at some of the comments. It's absolutely hilarious. And there's probably like a Reddit page or something where people have captured those comments and posted them. It has to be, because it's like people of Walmart, like the funny videos or pictures of people that go into Walmart dressed in who knows what, or not dressed, and I think it's hilarious. But I actually right now I'm going over to the UPS store because I have the DJI Osmo 2 Pocket Cam, and it has the gimbal on there and all that. And I bought that a while back, and I bought it with the thought of being able to do videos better, but I don't use it as much as I should, or I thought I would, and that's because I don't know, it's just hard. It's harder to use, I think. So what I'm going to do is I am going to I've already sold it, so I'm taking it to ship off, and I've already got the money, and I've got some of my YouTube money I'm putting back in. So I'm basically getting an Insta360 One X2 camera for nothing, So that's going to be pretty cool because the 360 video is pretty sweet, and it's going to allow me to do a lot of cool video. So I can't wait for that. So stay tuned. I'm going to show you some more videos of the night riding. Here you can see the night riding. I'll do it right now. This is the forward camera of the night ride. And I mean, it looks fantastic. The sound on this was impressive. This is the first ride I did early in the morning going to work the night after I put that on there, which was yesterday morning that I filmed it. Looks pretty good. There's some lens flares and stuff because it's just bright. I mean, there's not much getting away from that. And then here, let me go to the back. The back video is pretty good too. I mean, you can see the license plate over it a little bit, but it's all good. It comes out looking pretty good, and I'm really impressed with all of it. These cameras for $99, I don't think you can really beat it. I think they came out really good. So, yes, just anyway, guys, I really appreciate it. Please hit like and subscribe, and hit the Facebook thing. See me on Facebook at Evolving Male. See me on TikTok and Instagram at Evolving Male. And as always, guys, I really appreciate it. And peace out.